It's Karen, and here are just some of the highlights of the Dallas EEI internship week 1. All the interns went to Dallas City Hall to pick up our supplies. We got this awesome backpack filled with Dallas EEI merch, a Chromebook, this padfolio filled with important papers, water conservation supplies, and more. Then we all got on Zoom to meet each other for the first time. All the interns presented a water topic ranging from tap water versus bottled water, desalination, wetlands, freshwater sources, and more. We also met up with Dr. Thompson, the founder of this program. The interns began presentation building in pairs. Topics included water attitudes, reuse of water, GIS, and many more. We also had a group discussion about Dr. Thompson's research on water conservation education programs, along with Fishbine's article, The Role of Theory in Health Communications. The interns took a virtual tour of the Bachman Water Treatment Plant, where we learned how water is purified so that it is drinkable. After the tour, us interns grew more appreciative of the time and effort it takes to get clean drinking water to our homes.
Water conservation is super important, so here's some fun facts about water. Texas sits on one of the biggest aquifers in the country. 60% of all home water usage goes to making your yard green. How ridiculous. Flying from San Francisco to LA and back is equivalent to 9,000 gallons of water. 22% of home water use comes from doing the laundry too much. Maybe do all your loads at once? Hey Rose, did you know that most fresh water is stuck in icebergs? Oh, you did? That's awesome. The average American bathtub takes 70 gallons of water to fill up, so a shower saves more time and water. The average American uses 100 to 170 gallons of water a day. A quarter pound of meat costs 30 gallons of water to produce. Did you know humans can only survive 5 days without water? Water bottles are also 10 times better than disposable plastic bottles. Keep fueling, keep going. Save water, save the earth.
Hey guys, welcome to the global water segment of today's show. First major problem I want to talk about today is something that we can all help impact in our daily lives. The global water crisis. Every day, people are struggling to access the quality and quantity of water they need for drinking, cooking, bathing, hand washing, and even growing their own foods. Globally, there's a problem to be fixed. About 844 million people every year don't have access to clean drinking water. That's not even to include the people that only have access to unsanitary water conditions or sporadic access to water. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not to say we haven't been trying. In fact, about 2.6 billion people every year have at least somewhat access to water because of the efforts we're putting in. We have to ask ourselves, when has trying ever been enough? A recent article published by The Conversation shows that about 130,000 low-income households in 22 Canadian cities are paying for more water than they can afford. And the COVID-19 pandemic has only made this issue even worse. In fact, a recent survey done by the New York Times shows that 2/3 of African countries are struggling to have access to food and clean water. And on a list of the world's countries with the worst access to clean water, 5 out of 10 of the countries were African countries. So what's the bottom line to all of this? Well, we're bringing you this segment so you can understand what's happening in the world of water conservation and how you can make an impact. So stay tuned, stay safe, and save some water.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma Hancock, and as my part of Weekly Update, I'm just going to be sharing some art that some local Dallas students made to promote water conservation. Hope you guys enjoy. So for our first piece, we have a little watercolor painting done on cardboard by Hannah Baumbark, and it's just demonstrating a way that you can save water, which is collecting rainwater. And so it has these two cute little kids holding up the watering can to the sky while it's raining and filling up their can so that they can water their plants. It's super cute. And for our second piece, we have a drawing done with markers by Georgia Rose, and it is just these three kids standing on top of an earth, each wearing a t-shirt that represents conservation in some way. So we have a water droplet, a flower, and a recycling logo. And it also says Dallas EEI at the top to represent the organization. And for our third and final piece, it's actually a photograph done by me. And it just represents how I personally save water by taking my plants in the shower right before I get in while the water is warming up. And they each get a good rinse, and it's a great way to reuse and make the most of your water.